Hello, I'm Gary Maloney here for Sacktown Slam. Now for this Saturday edition of Sacktown Slam, and I want to apologize to everyone who did not see me earlier this week. I had a little bit of a personal crisis that I had to deal with, so that was why there was no show this week. Couple of footnotes from Raw and SmackDown. Big Show and Braun Strowman broke the ring, which was freaking incredible. And it does appear like they are going forward with Dean Ambrose and The Miz, which was done already about 6 months ago or so on SmackDown. Now, as far as SmackDown goes, um, they are definitely teasing Shinsuke Nakamura, but they are saving him for Backlash. More on that in a moment. Also, another thing that has been happening on SmackDown is that they had a six-pack challenge for the number one contender. Now, in these six-pack challenges, there are no disqualifications. Now, in this challenge, you had Dolph Ziggler, you had Sami Zayn, you had Mojo Riley, you had Jinder Mahal, and you had Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. Now, I honestly thought, okay, this is either them giving Harper a second chance, or maybe they're going to let Zayn go for the title and turn Orton heel. But what ended up happening was the Bollywood boys held back uh, Sami Zayn when he tried to do a Halula kick to Jinder Mahal, and then Jinder Mahal won the match and became number one contender for the WWE title. Um, Unfortunately, this issue, and I guess we will start here, has started a bit of a problem for the WWE, and this House of Horrors match may not even be for the WWE title, according to Dave Meltzer. In fact, what I've been hearing from several different sources in the podcast community is that the match may not even be for a title. We could be in for a final deletion-esque type of performance from these two, and WWE is sending out, all of these polls asking people what they want to see in a match. Would you rather see spider webs or spiders or mirrors or stairs or fire or whatever? Obviously, WWE did not have this match planned out. Um, Edge and Christian came out in a podcast earlier this week and said that they had been pitched this match a long time ago when they were with Gangrel, and it never actually came to happen because it was supposed to be against the Hardys. Um, what what is going to happen? Supposedly this probably will not be for the title. And it may be better that way to not even mention that because Tom Phillips, pretty much quite literally said that Jinder Mahal would be the number one contender for Randy Orton's title after Payback. So it seems to me that WWE just totally dropped the ball on this superstar shakeup, which should have had a lot more thought and time put into it. Now that we're 2 weeks in, I think that yes, I think that this was needed. Why Vince McMahon supposedly does not like the word draft or belt or God knows what other, or diva, or whatever the hell term of the week it is that he does not like. It seems that, you want to call yourselves sports entertainment, but it's ooh kali ma to the word draft. It just seems to me that that's a silly thing. You should have just called it the draft, or maybe even a trade, but calling it a superstar shakeup just sounds really 1990s, and just no. Um, the point being is that the House of Horrors match probably won't be for the title, which does give Bray Wyatt a chance to win, but will they let Randy Orton lose right before a title match at Backlash? I doubt it. I mean, it seems to me that why would Randy Orton lose right before going into a title match? So this seems like a no-win situation for Bray. For those of you waiting on Shinsuke Nakamura, it is going to be a little bit. Backlash in May will be his first televised match. Now, he has been having dark matches with Dolph Ziggler to try and get their chemistry on board for when they do their televised match at Backlash. So, both guys, both are fairly old, but one is newer to the WWE, and the other one's frigging career basically happened through the time he was in the Spirit Squad during the early 2000s to now. So Ziggler spent about 15, 16 years in WWE, whereas Nakamura has spent about a year and a half. Well, actually, a year, from this past WrestleMania to the last WrestleMania. He hasn't been here in WWE that long, but it would appear to me that this is going to be a fairly big match. They want it to have a big fight feel. Backlash, for those of you that don't know, is in fucking Chicago, and you know how those crowds in Chicago are. So, they want that big pop for when he finally has his first match. Dean Ambrose is now supposedly being called lazy by his co-workers. Apparently, this is due to the fact that he was supposedly drinking during the Hall of Fame ceremony and all weekend, and it supposedly bothered the WWE staff enough to make that change where they took the women's match, put that on the main card, and then put the IC title on the pre-show. My only questioning to that logic is why fuck Baron Corbin? Why? I mean, that is the only flaw in that logic, other than the fact that Dean Ambrose is a fucking workhorse who he himself has admitted that he has not missed a single date, and no one has been able to contradict him on this. He hasn't missed a single date in over a year. And that's house shows, regular televised things, pay-per-views, everything. And this guy's done it with broken ribs and freaking, problems with his jaw, problems with his just problems with several portions of his body, mainly his ribs. And and what does he get for it? He got separated in the Superstar Shakeup because he got married, and I don't know what Vince's issue is, with people that get married and then splitting them up. I mean, technically, Lana and Rusev got to stay together. Nikki and John Cena got to stay together. Miss and Maurice got to stay together. But it seems like Ambrose did not get to stay with his new wife. I almost think that's a jab at Ambrose from the WWE. That's as much as I have to say on that one. And now, another thing that people are also talking about is that um, Marie and Mike Bennett, or Marie will probably be coming back to WWE along with her boyfriend, but apparently they are going to be skipping NXT and going straight to SmackDown. I'm not a big fan of these types of decisions unless it's for people like AJ Styles who have proven themselves. I honestly believe that, you have to prove that you're the it factor before you get treated like you're the it factor. And it just seems kind of silly to me for that to be happening, especially, you know, it, it in that situation. I mean, so many people would love to bypass NXT, but the issue is that NXT, it teaches you things, and it teaches you the way that the WWE works. It teaches you what their general consensus is for how they do things. And I just don't understand and what's happening in that sense. So, but yeah, I mean, there's gonna be some new wrestlers coming, and I honestly don't know too much about these guys. I know that the female was in WWE from 2004 to 2010, which is huge. The other guy has only done work in Ring of Honor and TNA. Um, I think that, if you were in TNA and Ring of Honor, NXT would be exactly where you would want to be, what exactly you would want to be doing. I mean, Mike Bennett and Maria, you know, just I don't understand where they're getting the superstar treatment when they're not an AJ Styles. Hell, Nakamura, who was one of the best in Japan, didn't get that kind of treatment. Samoa Joe, who arguably is 10 times better than Mike Bennett, didn't get that kind of treatment. Now, I can understand maybe shotgunning, Maria up to, SmackDown Live or Raw because A, both divisions desperately need women. B, Maria was in WWE from 04 to 2010, she's got experience. She, again, could come back and have an impact, kind of like a Mickie James. But this Mike Bennett guy, technically, I haven't seen too much of him. But again, I'm just now hearing his name over this past week, and I've seen a couple of clips of him here and there, but he does not seem like the type of talent that should be going straight up. I think he should be an enhancement talent in NXT, and I think he should take his bumps and earn it just like the rest of them. Lastly, I just want to say that Sunday, that is SPW's anniversary show. That is always a good show. If you are in the Sacramento area, look up SPW and look up their anniversary show on the 23rd. Usually it's the third Sunday, but unfortunately this time it was the fourth Sunday of April, because the third Sunday in April was, of course, Easter Sunday. So I am going to be there tomorrow for those of you that care. Definitely, come and, it's not like I'm signing autographs or anything. I'm not that famous yet, but, for those of you that are watchers of the channel, I will try and take some pictures and some videos and get that on here and just talk about that. Like I said, I've been learning the tech and learning new things about how to transfer information, and I think it is an incredibly great opportunity to get to see these shows, and they are always great. In fact, the main event is a TLC match, so it should be a great show. It's always a packed house. The doors open at 3:30, and for Gary Maloney, that is Sacktown Slam for this Saturday. I will be back on my usual spot on Wednesday. For those of you that did not get a chance to see NXT, that was sort of a one-off match for Ty Dillinger. I am glad to see that he finally beat Sanity. The match against Eric Young in the steel cage was a great idea. Keep Sanity out of it and keep the two guys that have been duking it out since September in it. And the Eric Young getting busted open, I think that was crazy. I think Ty Dillinger didn't quite know how to handle the match at first, but I think the way the match ended up flowing and the ebb and flow of the match, it started off really slow, and neither guy wanted to take a bump into the cage at the beginning, but by the end, these guys were jumping off the top of the damn thing trying to kill each other. So that match definitely gets a thumbs up. I mean, the fact that the people that I would call, not the rejects, but I'd say Team B, to come out there and just beat up on Sanity was wonderful to see. I think Sanity is in for a fight now, and because people have stood up to them. So for Sacktown Slam and for myself, Gary Maloney, I am signing off. Thank you.